Hello viewers, this is Vakar Corby from TFT Perspective, and today we are going to review the Farce elections which just took place in Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. They started on 18th of September and we just finished in the early part of this week. Now, before we get into what could be the outcome, just to highlight how much powers have been given to the Lieutenant Governor, and in case some Chief Minister emerges, I don't think so. He's going to enjoy many powers that an elected Chief Minister should have. Technically, the Lieutenant Governor, or maybe later on, it is upgraded to a state, then it will become governor. Will have enormous power. He's like a dictator with very vast administrative, legal, and even I would say military powers. So just we'll go through that and then see what will be the impact on so-called sham democracy in occupied Kashmir. Now, this act was amended as far as India is concerned. Jammu and Kashmir Reorganization Act of 2019, which enhanced the power of Lieutenant Governor, and that they did before the state elections, definitely. One is that he doesn't have to listen to the Council of Ministers, giving him basically more power than rest of the governors in other states of India. As far as the executive power is concerned, he is going to be the head of the Indian Union Territory. He has the power to summon, prorogue and dissolve the Legislative Assembly. Administratively, he has direct administrative control over Union Territory, unlike in states where the governors basically work with the Chief Minister. In rest of the states of India, the Chief Minister actually run the show, but here it's going to be governor, and it means that Chief Minister, whosoever comes, is going to be a Tetler kind of character. The occupied Kashmir are also governed by central laws, so it's not going to be state laws. He can appoint the Advocate General. He can dissolve the assembly. He can put governor rule anytime he desires. Then of course, if you look at the concurrence of Finance Department, proposal requiring previous concurrences of the Finance Department regarding police, public order, must be placed before the Lieutenant Governor through the Chief Secretary. So mainly he has the power to grant sanctions of expenditure. Then of course he appoints the Chief Minister itself. So irrespective of which party or which group is leading, he can do some trick here. He is also supposed to appoint the judges to the Jammu and Kashmir High Court, and then of course he has special powers to maintain law and order. So this was just the Lieutenant Governor. Now if you come to the overall situation, what we see basically emerging out of this Farce election is that India, which was basically focusing on 6 factors that we mentioned earlier, and I think we need to repeat those, is now moving for the next phase. Demographically, it has affected the population in Jammu as well as Valley, and there are, I think, more than 3 million new domiciles issued. So it means they are going to settle, some retired military personnel or some Bhakts. Cartographically, they have already, affected the map of occupied Kashmir, and Ladakh has been shown separately as a union territory. Then you have occupied Kashmir, Valley, and Jammu, and then of course is a claim on Pakistan's, Kashmir and GB. So there is a complete map war going on, and every time you'll find Mr. Rajnath Singh, boasting about it. Geographically, it has been divided into 2 union territory. As far as the lawfare is concerned, mainly India has violated 3 laws. If you look at different levels, international law, UN Security Council resolution been put into the dustbin. Bilaterally, Simla agreement or whatever confidence building measures we had with India, Pakistan, India, they have been put into dustbin, and their own domestic laws. The Indian Constitution has been amended, and actually whatever the state had status has been downgraded to a union territory. And after the election, maybe Indian government is going to very graciously re-grant the status to statehood, with of course Ladakh taken out. Then we've seen electoral processes, gerrymandering, giving more weight to Jammu. If you look at, I think we discussed in the last video also that special seats related to scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Then of course 5 nominations by the Lieutenant Governor, all are going to be, I think, heavily tilted toward Jammu. And there is an effort to bring either a Hindu chief minister or at least a chief minister from Jammu. Informational war is at its full swing. If you look at what Indian media has done, and before that they've been bringing different delegations, even right wing MPs from European Union were brought here just to show to the world that everything is very normal. There are cultural events. Recently we've seen, after assassination of Sayyid Hassan Nasrullah, there were protests in Srinagar and maybe in Kargil, and Indian media went just bonkered, and they were mainly wondering as how people could just come out on the street. So you can't actually protest. We did discuss that if you look at the militarization of occupied Kashmir, every street has a soldier standing outside with 1.1 million Indian military and paramilitary, CPRF, all kind of forces deployed. It's the most densely militarized zone, and it's almost 6 Kashmiris have one soldier standing on their head. Now, mainly, I think the basics. It's an internationally recognized dispute, and whatever is done by India unilaterally, I don't think so, will be accepted by the international community. Ultimately, it's going to be the people of Kashmir. We have seen that freedom struggle is again picking up, especially south of Pir Panjal, in those districts which are considered as stable districts. If you look at Riyasi, then you have Jammu itself, Udhampur, Doda, and all these areas. There's joint resistance movement is coming up. The election also been conducted in 3 phases, sham elections under the barrel of the gun. We have seen that there have been disproportionate increase in state assemblies, Jammu getting 6 and Delhi getting 1. So even if you look at this, it's totally manipulated. Delimitation, again, including seats kept for migrants and Pandits. And out of the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes, 13 out of 16 are going to Jammu. So it means 81% of this category is also going to go to Jammu. And mind you, demographically, if you compare the population, definitely Valley has a much larger population than Jammu. And logically, everything which was put as special seats or scheduled castes, scheduled tribes, majority should have gone to the Valleys. Including the census, people are not very sure. Last census was 2011, and as per Indian constitution, they are supposed to hold census every 5 years. But here we have almost 13, 14 years have passed, and whatever the figures are given by Indian government or the Census Bureau are being accepted. So all told, I think occupied Kashmir is going to move to a new phase where so-called democracy will be thrust on their heads. They'll be ruled by a lieutenant governor, maybe a governor, which is basically a nomination of the RSS, a terrorist organization. And people of occupied Kashmir have to now decide that are they going to live under the thumb of RSS or fight for their statehood and right of self-determination. Thank you very much.